Hey everyone, it's Jason here from Modern Money Method, and I'm bringing you my monthly Northwest Multiple Listing Service update. And this is the data that the Northwest Multiple Listing Service out here in Washington State, the West Coast of the United States of America, comes out on a monthly basis with some statistics broken down by counties. And you can read this yourself. It's a free website to go to, just nwmls.com. But let's just hit some of the highlights and then we'll get right into the beef of the numbers. So, uh, Northwest Multiple Listing Service brokers added 14,223 new listings in the month of June, which was more than 13,075 in May. And it was the most since May of 2019. So we are almost at a 3-month high here for new listings. And here's where there was active listings because a lot of them go pending right away. It was 13,405. And this is where it gets really crazy. That is double the inventory from a year ago, 6,358. And if you remember, I was predicting back in January, February that we would not be seeing 1 week, 2 week, 3 week of inventory anymore in all these counties, that we were going to leapfrog right over 1 month inventory to 2 months inventory, which is going to be a significant shift in the market. So we also have here that pending sales were down to 8,937 units for all the counties, and that's down 27.5%. That is a drop. Goes into some other statistics about prices. Prices are still up year over year. We'll show my price chart, which I feel is much more accurate than what they share. I just track it on a monthly basis. They did bring up here that in King County, that's the largest county in Washington with the highest value properties, that month over month, prices were down 3.4%. So a trend is starting to occur here. Talks about supply. But down here, they have the numbers. So let's get down here and look at them. And if you go back to my other videos showing the other previous months, you will notice that there was nowhere around these new listings. I believe King County was in the 2,000 to 3,000 new listing range, and Snohomish and Pierce were just over 1,000, maybe 1,200. So listings have definitely gone up significantly. This is just a single month new listings. Then over here you have closings, and you can see that the closing number now is significantly less than the new listings at about 60 to 70%, which means 30 to 40% of these are adding to the inventory every month, the remaining inventory. And you'll notice here, look at this, months of inventory, folks. We had, look at this, we had 10 days of inventory in Snohomish County a year ago. We now have 1.34 months. In fact, look at this, is crazy. King, Snohomish, and Pierce are all 1.34, 1.35. Look at this, we have some counties down here that have breached the 2-month mark, almost 3. And my prediction is going forward that the old rule of thumb of 6 months of inventory being a balanced market will no longer be true. And that it'll take its own video, but basically people have been taught a lot of new ways to look at houses. Up until a few years ago, even though with technology, you still had a lot of people wanting to see houses physically in person, schedule showings, getting in, and those things. And that's why closings took so long. A lot of times it took people a couple weeks to see the 5 or 6 houses they wanted to see and then write an offer. And I don't see that ever coming back. So 6 months inventory will not be a balanced market. I believe 2 to 3 months inventory will be the new balanced market. More than that, and it's a buyer's market. So anyway, we have all these numbers here that you can look over county by county. They have the median price and the average price, days of inventory. Wow, look at this Jefferson County here. Oh, sorry, I thought it said 0.11. Well, a lot of these have made some big jumps. Look at this. From 0.54 to 1.79. Down here, we have 3.86 months already occurring in a small county. Okay, folks, and now we get down to, this is the 4-county region. This is the 4 biggest ones, King, Snohomish, Pierce, and Kitsap. And if you remember, I was making a prediction that These numbers are really starting to trend a lot like 2007, 2008. The data was eerily comparable. And so 2008 is when the wheels came off the bus, but the signs were there in 2007. I want to show you something in 2007. So 2006, it was roaring. In June, look at these June. This is actual pending sales. They've been in the 8,000 range. And then in 07, the month over month started and the year over year started trending way down. We had this drop to 6,800 in June of 2007. And then it was only a couple months later, and closings were just collapsing and stayed in this super depressed level, 50% below previous numbers, in some instances 60, 70%. Now, we recovered around 2013, 14, took quite a few years to get out of that slump. But check out where we've been and where we're going. So we're talking about the month of June here. Here's 2015, pending sales in June, 8,600. 2016, 8,869. Look at these numbers, 9,000, 8,000, 82, 83. 2021, June pending sales were 8,824 units. June of 2022, 6,031 units. That is massive, folks. That is a humongous drop. We don't see a number below 6,000 except during the Great Housing Recession here. And on a month-on-month basis, year over year, we are down every month and significantly. This is when I got the real signal. The real signal to me was we started trending just a little down late 2021. As you can see here, October and November was just down a little year over year. I was like, okay, this is starting to be a new trend. And then the December was a bomb. We had only 3,900. We hadn't been below 4,000 for years. I was like, that's a big drop. Then we had a 4,400 number in January, another big drop. February came back and was only down a little, but then March was down almost 10%. April down about 15%. Look at this, May down 15%. We just experienced, let's see, 9 to 6. That's over a 30% drop right there, year over year in pendings. So, all right, let's hop over to my charts to show why this is very critical. But you can see the trend is, we're now at, actually, what are we at? So we're at 1 year, month comparables down, because it started July of 2021 was when sales year over year were down. So it started right here, and every month has missed. Wow, we're at 12 months of below the previous year. Let's hop in here. This is the one I want to show you guys. If you guys remember, I made this chart. This is just the 3 counties, the main 3 that I track, King, Snohomish, and Pierce. But this still is the majority of the market up here. And I noticed a trend occurring after the winter, December of 2021. For some reason, a lot of people bought houses in December and January. And so here's the new listings number. Look, only 2,900 houses hit the market, 5,200 closings. So there was a net decline in the supply of 2,312 houses. So that put us in a real deficit to start the year. And I believe that, along with interest rates climbing, created a FOMO experience for buyers, fear of missing out. Inventory just looked like it was going to nothing. Rates were going up. So I called that the zero line right here, end of last year. And why I call it the zero line is look what's occurred since then. This is the new listings column. This is what comes on each month. So we have these numbers. And this is the actual closings column. Every month, the listings have outstripped the closings. And it wasn't that noticeable in the beginning because you were coming from such a negative deficit. We'd had 3 months of inventory being depleted. And then we had a turnaround in January of 771 units. February 2,069. March 2313. So this is a running total over here, and then I decided to show right here. Now this one made me pause for just a little bit because April came out and it wasn't up, but it had been going up quite significantly. So uh, I know that in the springtime, April is a big buying month. So I looked at this number. The new listings were still going up. We just had a lot of closings so it's still a huge number. We added 2019 houses to the inventory, but it paused a little bit. When we came out with the May, I was like, oh, it's game on. We had 8,572 new listings and only 6,177 closings. So we're adding 2,395. Now remember, we didn't have zero listings here. We had thousands. I just want to call that the zero line because this shows the net change from there. So in May, we were up 9,567 more houses available for someone to buy than in December. And then check out June, 9,000. So this is June of 22. 213 homes hit the market. Okay, folks, this is big news. Closings were 5,631. They went down. We've got inventory still going up, sales going down. The net change was plus 3,582 new homes have been added to the inventory. We now have 13,149 more homes for sale than just 6 months ago. So this is available to buy on the market. And if you do not think that this is significant and that at some point here you're going to start having some of these people plus the 7,000 that were here, so there's almost 20,000 people with homes for sale. A percentage of those, hey, we're only selling 5,600 a month. So we're actually already like at 3 months inventory out here. Because once again, this is just the change, not the total inventory. You're going to start having 5-10% of these people being okay taking 10% price reductions, and they're going to start showing up in the market. You know, it won't be reported till August and September when you start having those sales actually occur. So let's hop over to my other chart. That is right here because I find this interesting. It is not being talked about. This is my chart by county of the median house price. And we had an inflection point this last spring. I was surprised. If you remember, I was calling the high in February, March, and I was just blown away that April, but I guess that FOMO kicked in and people were just willing to pay crazy prices for houses. But what they're still reporting today is that we're up about 10% year over year, which is true. You come back here to June, and here's our June 2021 prices. But check this out, folks. In King County, we skyrocketed from 720 in January up to 880 in April. And we had the exact same median price in May, and we just experienced our first monthly decline in 2022. So the median price went from 880 to 851 last month. And here's the average interest rates. Snohomish County, this was just crazy. It went from 687 in January to 800 in April. I mean, that is insane. That's like 18% appreciation in 3 months. Well, reality's kicking in. We're down to 750 now. So we are actually below March's price for Snohomish County. On a dollar basis, it's only 50,000. It's from the peak, but I think it's more important that it has eclipsed the March number. Snohomish County has been on an incredible tear. January of 2021, the median house price was 555,000. It marched all the way up to 800. I think this county has a ways to fall. It really got ahead of itself for some reason. It kind of petered out here. So it hit 675 last summer, petered down to 650, reasonable levels, and then just had another leg up. We come over here to Pierce County. It has been just a steady climb, but we got the same thing going on here. The median price was $560,000 in June in Pierce County, which is below May and April. So we're not just down month over month. We are now down 2 months over month. So another small decline, and you're going to start seeing these prices in these counties. There's a good chance Snohomish County could come back to the $700,000 range. Good chance King County comes back to the $800,000, and good chance that Pierce County comes back into the 520, 530 range. So, if you've owned a house throughout it, not a big deal, right? But if you bought this year, you're going to be down. Um, so anyway, some interesting numbers. That you just the pressure on the house prices is here, and I think it's here even greater than people realize, because look at these ads, net changes. I mean, the last time we had a net change was September, and it was only 585 units. Guys, we're at 3,500 units, and these stack on top of each other. The closings are petering out while the listings are going up. They're significantly higher than 2021. All right, well, that's what I wanted to bring to you guys today. Do your own analysis and research. Every neighborhood is different. Yes, there are still some neighborhoods that have very limited supply and people are wanting to move there. So those prices and areas may stay elevated, and you may still have multiple offers. But this is just some data that I like sharing. I love analyzing and bringing it to you. And just be careful out there uh, in the real estate market. Buy quality properties. Negotiate a good price. All right, take care.